How many people are going to be continuously cruising because diesel's very expensive? So I thought about electric. Have I made the right decision? Well, first of all, it's about cost analysis and it's about requirements for what you want to do on the boat. And at the time when I had this boat designed and started to build, and everything was bought and ordered and all that sort of stuff, and Russia hadn't attacked Ukraine, it was still the right move. Now I'm not so sure. So let's do a bit of analysis. Lights off. Lights off. The compost bin, I'm using this, basically it's just a fruit container, so I'm using this as a compost bin, which I've measured it out and it fits quite nicely in the engine bay. So the thought process on that is, poo goes from the toilet into that green box, and then from the green box that's going to go in the engine bay, which then acts as a hot composty type place. And I can only really fit one in there. I was hoping to fit a bit more, but it's too dangerous because it's too close to the exhaust pipe. But I think that will have a couple of months worth of poo in the engine bay, hot composting, and then that will go to the well deck because it doesn't look too bad. That'll go on the well deck, and then from the well deck it will go into some pots and put some flowers in it. That's the plan. Is it going to work? Discuss. But it's a good enough plan for now. So the step lights are working, and now they can go to half, quarter, 3/4 and on full. I think that's about right. That worry thing, that fan that I spoke about last week, that is nothing to do with my boat. That is to do with them running the electrical systems on the boat without the battery being used. It's a bit warm outside, and whilst it's 20 degrees in here still, it's a lot cooler because the sun's not shining on the boat. I bought some kitchen utensils and some coffee and tea and all that sort of stuff. I think the coffee will come out of the jar that I bought it in, and I think so the tea will be loose leafed in one of those, and sugar, don't eat sugar or take sugar in my tea. So probably won't have, so rice, and one of them will be for something else. I'll find out in good time. So the hatch frame's in, and also the same on the other hatch in the office. That's in. So it won't take long now, I think, but I'm not sure. Problems with the paint. There's the multi-fuel stove. It's a Hobbit. It's a nice small little stove, and well, it's a multi-fuel stove and it's small and it's called a Hobbit. So what's in there? That will be the ash stuff to collect the ash, and there's some Other odds and ends in there, don't know. But that's a dinky little Hobbit stove. It's a 4 kilowatt rating, A rated for energy. I need to get some of that stove type of shovel, prodder, forky thing. You know, one of them sets. I'm glad that I've slowly moved on, and I'll tell you the reason why. Let's say, for example, that Mark says you can't move anything onto the boat until it's done, until I've handed it over. That will create me a little bit of a nightmare, because I'd have to hire a van to bring all my stuff up and then load it onto the boat and everything like that, you know. So everything about this is, I have to say, has been great. It's been a great experience because Mark's been so amiable and amicable. So I'm thankful for that, actually, and that creates part of the experience of my journey on this boat. Although I'm not on it yet. But you get my meaning, don't you? Yes. That looks nice under there, actually. You've seen that? How the light shines off that wood frame for the hatch. So this week, what have I bought for the boat? Well, one of them squeegee things. I don't like, you know, when you have a shower and, you know, water droplets on the shower. Some people might buy a Karcher, and yeah, okay, 70 quid, 50, 60, 70 quid, however much a Karcher thing is that sucks up the water. Squeegee, 7 quid. Stick it on the side, because it's got one of them. Stick it on the side, and as you get out of the shower, you just squeegee the water off the glass panes. And I think that, you know, making it look pristine all the time, I think that's important for me anyway. It's OCD perhaps, but it's looking after your possessions and making them last a little bit longer and making them look nice. I think that's important. This is a bath matty thing. Bath mat. Mood lighting now works. And whilst I'm in here, everything's on 100%. But it does look good when it's. I think there'd be a good number of hours where I sit and think, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. And, you know, I'm here for a short period of time every week. And the boat is transformed massively because of this. There we go. Oh, there we go. So I'm starting to understand how this works, and that mood light goes up. That looks great, doesn't it? Turn them off. 50%. 50%. Love it. Let's put the main lights on. Boom. There we go. So it's going to take a while for me to understand how to use them. I have 5 of these and I only need 4. So one's going to be hidden away somewhere in case I lose one. This is the boat that's just come in. And whilst this bit of steel is outside of the sun, it's been heated from the opposite side. And it's lovely and warm. Now, if you put your hand and touch that bit of steel, that's even warmer. I touched the roof of this boat. That's warmer still. So these boats in the summertime, when the sun's out and the sun's got some heat behind it, and today is supposed to be the hottest day, that boat, my boat, will be very soon suffering from heat. So summertime, boats are sweltering. Wintertime, discuss. I'm yet to do it, but I will be doing something like that on the channel. Now, which brings me to think about, somebody asked, Are you going to continue doing YouTubing when you're on the water? Yes is the answer. And what's your channel going to be about? Well, when I get on the water, I want to be a little bit more creative. So what are my interests? Well, narrowboatery, cookery, photography. I also like politics, economics and psychology and all that type of stuff. So I kind of think I want to do a little bit about cookery. There's the narrowboat chefs, they're chefs. But I do want to try and improve my skills as a cook, never be a chef. I want to improve my skills as a basic hobbyist photographer, and just generally have a good time. But it's about what I do, how I do it, and I want to try and improve and be a bit more creative whilst I'm on the cut. Hope that answers your question. Hybrid engine, I don't know too much about it, but I do know they're about 30 grand. And from what was told at Crick, you save about 60% of your diesel costs. But that's 60% of the time you're running the engine as opposed to anything else. So, and then by the time you've added all that up, it's going to take some time to create the differentiation. 30 grand for a hybrid engine, and how much of that is going to be spent on diesel? And then it's a hybrid engine, so you've still got diesel that it can work from. All of that stuff. And whilst it's going to be challenging over the next year, 2 years, interest rates, I'm not so sure if diesel is going to be less than £2 a litre very soon, for some considerable time. And of course interest rates are going up, as well as high fuel costs of gas, electricity and now diesel, petrol. We're in a difficult place. And I'm mindful that on this boat, electricity is free-ish when my battery runs down. And one of the benefits, absolute benefit, which I'm glad I pushed myself down, was to have the lithium battery. The capacity of that battery allows as much, I think Mark said on his boat, because he's got pretty much the same battery, 94 amp hours can be done in an hour. That's quite good. So in 2 hours he could have charged his battery from where it was to, so from where his battery was to 2 hours time, battery charged. If you had a lead acid battery, then you'll be taking about 8 hours. The difference, less diesel used, gift, and less servicing on the engine, gift. So whilst I haven't got an electric drive engine, I am so pleased I forked out at the very beginning for a lithium battery. Let's talk data. Because I'm uploading on the tube and, you know, uploading on the tube, and I want to watch a bit of telly. I mean, I'm going to have internet telly, so it's not necessarily an aerial that's on the roof that gets... I was shopping in the week for a good deal. I've got a good deal. I've got unlimited data on the Wi-Fi when that's put in, for £20 a month, and it is £25 a month for unlimited data, but because I switched my phone as well, I got a £5 discount through a company called Vodafone, and a guy called Dan served me. And I was, you know, tip top Dan, thanks very much for your time and for helping me out, and that shop did a fantastic job for me. Oh, and by the way, I also went to O2. O2, you're not very competitive. I don't know how you get customers personally. One of these porthole liners, look, completed version. It's got some white woody stuff in the middle, and that it's solid oak liner on the outside. And clearly the window goes on the inside, and then that opens this way, and you can take it out to let a bit more fresh air in. But One of 12, I think. 1, 2, oh, I don't know. One of many. Am I doing your job, Mark?
No, not our job today. Can't do wash the pot. There he goes, isn't it? It's all getting on camera. Yeah, this is might see who gave him big trouble.
Hey, don't forget that'll be edited out.
Yeah.
That's my shower trim that's been made. And it's been made by putting, there's 3 bits of oak. You might be able to see it on this side a bit better. There's a line of oak there, line of oak there, so it's three bits of oak stuck together. Brilliant. We're going on holiday. Have a nice holiday. Enjoy the sun. And enjoying the sun is something that I reckon most people on the boats will be doing a lot of over the next week or so. Let's not blow myself out. And so it's been delayed a little bit. It's a bit frustrating, really, to be honest. But can't be helped at the end of the day. It is what it is. Insurance. Oh, I'm spoken about insurance. So I went insured with College and Partners. They were about 30% cheaper than the next best organisation. So that was, for a boat as like mine, 700 quid, and I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. And I also bought my Canal and River Trust licence. Not sure how much that was actually, 1200 perhaps, don't know. Anyway, so all that's ready, and I've got my number. So when the sign writing happens, that number goes on the side, and that should look quite good. It's that food type box, 23 litres that is. Thanks for liking. I don't think it's going to take too long to compost, but again, it's a bit of trial and error, a bit of testing and adjusting required for that. And well, I think that's about it for this week. Thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and next week is next week. See you in a bit.